Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, read a lot of Facebook posts, and talk to a lot of people about pork loin and pork tenderloin. And surprisingly, there's a lot of people that don't know the difference between a pork tenderloin and a pork loin. It's kind of like buying a top round steak and calling it a London broil, which it's not. But that's a whole nother video. Pork loin and pork tenderloin are not the same cut, they don't come from the same part of the pig, and you cook them differently. Take a look at this diagram I got from AmazingRibs.com. If you want to know anything about meat, grilling, and barbecue, Meathead does a fantastic job of explaining things in great detail. On a pig, there's 2 pork tenderloin, which weigh about a pound each, and 2 pork loin that weigh between 7 to 8 pounds each. Obviously, the weight all depends on the size of the animal. Pork tenderloin can be cooked whole, stuffed, or cut into medallions, and they're best cooked hot and fast. They're extremely lean, and you don't want to overcook them. Contrary to what a lot of people are led to believe, pink pork is okay to eat. I cook pork tenderloin between 135 and 140 degrees, then loosely tint with foil, and let the residual heat finish cooking the pork tenderloin to the USDA recommended 145 degrees. Pork loin can be cooked in many different ways. Whole, which is how I'm going to cook the pork loin today, or probably the most common cut of pork loin, is a boneless pork loin chop, which technically is an incorrect term because in order for it to be a pork chop, it needs a bone. Without a bone, it's just a pork steak. But the very best thing about pork loin and pork tenderloin is they're both inexpensive, they're both delicious, and they're both a great way to feed a crowd. You can also stuff pork loin, which is another one of my favorite ways to cook and eat them. So now that we're more familiar with a pork tenderloin and a pork loin, let's smoke a whole pork loin. And if I haven't mentioned it already, smoked pork loin is my favorite type of barbecue pork. Here I have a whole 7-pound untrimmed boneless pork loin that I got on sale at my local Harris Teeter for $1.99 a pound, which they're always on sale for $1.99 a pound. So for $14, you can feed a lot of people or make a lot of individual meals. I love pork fat, so I don't trim it. But if you don't like the fat and you want to trim it, go ahead and ruin it. I almost always use Wolf Rub Original Barbecue Seasoning when I smoke pork, but recently I've been using Gorilla Grill's All-Purpose Seasoning, which I think is really good on pork. So that's what I'm going to use today on my pork loin. So liberally season your pork loin with your favorite barbecue rub. Courtney's really getting this meat massager down, isn't she? Once the first side is rubbed down, flip it over and repeat. Once the pork loin is thoroughly coated, you can put it right on the smoker, or you can put it into the fridge for at least an hour or overnight. I put this pork loin in the fridge while I got the grill going. For this cook, I use my Gorilla Grill's Silverback Pellet Grill. All I had to do was turn it on, and then set the temperature to 250 degrees and let it preheat for about 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, it's smoking away with a nice light clean blue smoke like it should be. And now it's ready for the pork. So put the pork loin right in the center of the grill and then stick the meat probe in the thickest part of the loin. Then all you need to do is close the lid and let the silverback do its thing for 2 to 2.5 hours. After 2.5 hours, our pork loin is done. The temperature went up a little bit higher than I wanted to, all the way up to 145 degrees, but that was okay because it was looking and smelling good. Once I took it off the grill, I loosely tinted it with aluminum foil and let it rest for 30 minutes while I enjoyed some adult beverages. You never ever want to slice hot meat or miss the opportunity to have a beer or 5 or a refreshing cocktail. 30 minutes later, after enjoying some tasty libations, it was time to slice. And luckily, my buddy brought over his meat slicer instead of me whipping out the plasticine to do a Benihana impersonation for you, the people. The pork had a really nice smoke ring and it was buttery tender, and the Gorilla Grill's AP rub is fantastic on pork. It's slightly sweet, salty, with just a touch of heat. I think we ended up eating half the loin as we sliced it. So now let me show you 2 ways I like to eat a smoked pork loin sandwich. The first way is with coleslaw, or if you're from the South like I am, we know it simply as slaw. Also, if you're from the South, Texas Pete hot sauce is a staple condiment. And contrary to its name, Texas Pete, it's actually made in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So a good spoonful of slaw on top of your pork, and enough Texas Pete to make your tongue slap your face, is one way I love to eat a smoked pork loin sandwich. The next way is to make a pork meat mountain that would make Arby's envious. Then add thin sliced Vidalia onions, and either mayo and horseradish, or in this case, my go-to store-bought barbecue sauce, Sweet Baby Ray's. And there you have it, the difference between a pork loin and a pork tenderloin, and my ways to enjoy smoked pork loin and smoked pork loin sandwiches. If you'd like to help support the Wolf Pit, consider being a patron. You can pledge as little as $1 a month, that's only $12 for the whole year. Or you can pledge more, that's up to you. Either way, every little bit's appreciated and helps me produce more high quality videos more often for you, the people. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.